Welcome to King Robert Baratheon, Part 5. Now it's time to decide what to do with the traitorous Tyrells. Now, in the last time we were able to beat Willis Tyrell and imprison him. At the same time, we also beat other rebel lords who rose against us, like the Lord of Hayford, who was defeated and replaced with his wife, Lady Fleece. Dorne, meanwhile, lost a slave raid against the Tyroshi. Nothing significant happened that I saw. I mean, aside from Elia dying, but she always dies. She went to their dungeons and died. Oberyn's not at court. All his children are imprisoned still. Duran's wife is imprisoned, but his two kids are safe. So nothing massive on the Dornish front. Might get her betrothed at some point. I could do Renly, but he's going to rule the Stormlands. There's really no... Why do you keep breaking betrothals? I've married you like 2 times. I think I married you to Felice, and she married someone else. Oh, Justin. Just marry anyone at this point. Frustrating me. Yeah, why not a Celtigar girl? There you go. Get you married because you're frustrating me. You were my squire, so at least I have to set you up with someone. Now, as to the war, we have to figure out what to do with Willis. The war was started by his father, Mace. He was the real traitor. This is a boy of 10 who was taken from our court after his father died to basically rule. And he didn't even lead the rebellion. His regent did, Mathis Rowan. Now I can't imprison Rowan, which is silly. I think I'll just let him bend a knee. I mean, I don't see why not. It's not really his fault. Yeah, bend the knee. Might hold him for ransom, I suppose. Oh, they're not going to pay that for a while. Lothar Staunton. I told you what I was going to do with you the moment you rebelled. Rook's Rest goes from you. Ah, yes, the Fossaways. I'll have Cider Hall from you. The Yarwicks... I'll send you to the... His son is already in the Night's Watch. His other son might come to rule now, because you're going to the dungeons as well. And Leo Lefford was just silly. Just a silly declaration. You can bend the knee. Might be other people rising up. There you go. Lothar Staunton has given me Rook's Rest, and he ran to Dunstanbury. Lordship of Cider Hall is mine. I know who I'm going to give it to already, obviously. You will rot, Lothar. You can stay in my dungeons. Your kids are still knights. Well, actually, they're not. None of them were knighted. Your kids are, I guess, highborn-ish? I don't know what it... I mean, they have a dynasty. So that's something. Shall be merciful because I don't plan on keeping him here. You'll join your son in the Night's Watch, Sir Dorwyn, and your other son, Donald Yarwick, can rule. I just needed things to calm down a bit. Let them go back to normal. And finally, we'll see what peace is like in the Seven Kingdoms. We haven't experienced much of it. It's probably pretty nice. Peace. Well, no, it hasn't. Just because I'm their liege. Okay, there you go. Reappoint the old council, and now you also. Come on. No. No, you don't get Cider Hall. You were a traitor. You don't get to do that, no. What the... You... Can I want that to go to the Green Apple Fossaways. That doesn't get to stay with you. I mean... Firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you vassalage of Sir Bennis. There's no reason why they should possess this. I would use console commands, but I don't really want to set a precedent for that. Want to just play with the game and see, you know, even with its mistakes, where I can go. So I suppose the Tyrells have just taken Cider Hall. It's just theirs. There's a decent chance they'll just give it to the Red Apple Fossaways or land someone else. I don't know. That's frustrating. High Lordship of Crackclaw Point. Yep, let's make that. And land someone else who's been loyal. Penrose has a lordship coming in anyways. Catherine does too. Huh. You're not set to inherit anything, Gawain. Your brother's Lord of Rainhouse, fought for me. You fought with me. You're my Master of Laws. Yeah. Yeah, here you go. You can be Lord of Rook's Rest. Lord Gawain Wild. In fact, I'll make you High Lord of Crackclaw Point, so that you can remain in my council. This is what loyal men get. The stag repays its bannerman. High Admiral was Stannis, yes. Hand of the King. Where's John? There you are. And my advisor. Anyone loyal here? Courtney Karen. No, thank you. You're already an advisor. I need a new one. Harbert, maybe? My kinsman? He's a Baratheon. My wife. Don't see why. Duran Martell is an advisor. I don't think I'd put the Dornish here. Oh, why not? Give it to the old Lord of Stokeworth. He likes me well enough. Designated Regent. Now this will be the Hand of the King. Keeper Swans can be you. There you go. Ah, Warden of the South, Willis. Finally, you can be a commander. Okay. Now, can I change this? No, Ninth Moon. Close to changing it, because I want to make it... Oh, I'm still wounded. It's not good. I want to make it Seduction. Because, well, you know, Robert Baratheon. Your Grace, I humbly ask that you intervene on my behalf. Oh, yes, I forgot about you, Rob. You're fighting a war against the Karstarks. Of course, I'll order him to stand down. You will absolutely be branded a traitor. Some of your kin are unhappy that you granted... Who's unhappy? Lomas, shut up. The Estermonts are so... Harbert's a true Baratheon, and he doesn't ask for anything from me. Oh, good for you. Harbert, at 73, somehow got his wife pregnant. Ah, yes, finally. The old wound has finally healed, leaving a pretty grotesque scar behind. Ew. Well, I'm no longer wounded, which is great. And we're going to have a little distant kinsman line of Baratheon. Pretty interesting. Lord Clement the Arrogant has declared Acorn's Ridge War for Lord Paramount Rob's claim on the Trident. See, you can't... Don't do this. This is... You're gonna make me command you to end the war now. Banish Sir Bennis Fossaway to the Night's Watch. Yeah, why not? He has a lot of kinsmen to take up for him. Eldest a bastard in the Golden Company, Franklin Flowers. Then Brian Fossaway rules for now. I'll release the twins. I mean, they're 2 years old. Don't need them for anything. In fact, you will be moved to House of Red. Well, no, your husband's already been sent here. For no use to anyone. He's just keeping Cider Hall, isn't he? Well, High Lordship of the Mandervale can be created. Oh, Duran wants a marriage. What about it? Melisant. Why do they... okay, yeah, Lewin Martell can marry Melisant, sure. She's 14, but I don't judge. Ooh, Renly became trained and brooding. He's turning out pretty good. Get you a betrothal. I've seen this thing like 5 times, and I still consider betrothing him to Arianne. Brienne of Tarth, obviously we know. That'd be her dream wedding. Winifred Manderly. The Manderleys have done pretty well. They're ruling as regents of the north. Oh, not anymore. What happened? Wyman died. Okay, so the Maester's regent. Still, they're a great house. One of them serves in my King's Guard. Don't know if I want to get that close to the Manderleys, though. Let's find you a good marriage. Bracken girl who's attractive. Not a bad pick. A Mallister girl as well. There's a Rowan, heir to Golden Grove. A lot of choices here. I think what we'll do is we'll marry Renly into the Reach. Not necessarily a Tyrell, because I don't think they have anyone. Interesting. But, yeah, just kind of like a conciliatory, offer to show that we're one and the same. We're the same kingdom. There's no ill will against the Reach. They've paid their due. Now, is there a distant Tyrell? Maybe. Do you not have a... What are the other Tyrells? There's one. 12. Okay, I might marry you to you. Obviously a low kinsman. Wouldn't give me a non-aggression pact, but it would be a Tyrell, which is the whole point. Maybe Ashford, because he has 2 girls. Hightowers, what do you have? She's married in 15. Here you go, here's a girl, 3 years old. It's a betrothal after all. Yes. I like that. See if you have anyone older from another kid, maybe. No. Yeah. Eldara Hightower will be betrothed to Renly Baratheon. There you go. Then when he's 14 and ready to marry, she'll be 7. She won't be that far off. They'll marry when he's 21. It's Renly anyways. Yeah. Accepted the betrothal. Good. Hightowers are a very noble house. Stannis is still unmarried. You want something else. Casella. Okay, yeah, sure. To Oberyn Martell. Weird marriages you're doing, Duran. Must be playing some sort of long con here. Septon. he's Septon. I'm good, thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm fine. How are the Horps doing in Dragonstone? I know the vassals don't not their biggest fans. You getting any kids? You are not. You need to get kids. Married a Wild. The Wild... Gawain might get Dragonstone as well. Your Grace, I write on behalf of the Iron Bank of Bravos to express the anger at the actions of your bannerman, Lady Anya Waynwood. They have refused to honor a debt, and I urge you to take appropriate action. Signed, Verinia. Okay, the Iron Bank. Placate the envoy with smooth words. Now this is obviously... Well, Robert's not taking care of this. He's saying... Deal with it, John. You take care of the pansies and Bravos. And John is pretty skilled diplomat. He'll placate them. I would check the intrigue tab to see assassinations, because there's a hiding. But unless there's a direct prompt, saying, oh, people are looking to kill you or something, which is a little event that happens sometimes, I like to just leave the intrigue tab untouched. Because if you're just there and ask them to always end plot, you never get assassinated. Like, ever. No one ever does. And that's a little boring. I like the idea that Robert might be assassinated. Again. I know that one of my slothful courtiers is capable of more than he realizes. I want to push the courtier into being more ambitious. I believe there's great potential in that one. You believe there's potential in this one? You sure? Robert, I think this is the wrong courtier. He's pretty bad. I don't need to do this, yeah. I'm not gonna help the Septon be more ambitious. There you go! Harbert's had a son, which he's named Orys, after the first Baratheon. Good name. My liege, I believe one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions. Let's ask politely, yes. Don't want Balon siding with a Targaryen faction. Ugh. Honored king, do not speak of me of obligations and duties. I may be your vassal, but that does not make me your slave. I am within my full right to associate with whichever faction I wish. Signed, Lord Balon II of the Iron Islands. That little, you're really asking for it, aren't you? I already had a Tyrell rebellion. I don't need a Greyjoy one. Look at the... Well, we're in peacetime. Oh, actually... Rob is winning. By quite a bit. Now, the rebels had more men, but 880 left. 590, he destroyed the Bolton forces. So that's 1 point, what, like 4? Nothing there. Nothing. Okay, they have maybe 2,000 with those. Okay, with these they have 2,000. There you go. Yeah, they have about 5,000 forces, the rebels. And Rob has 8,500. He's done it. He's doing really well. Well, he isn't, but I guess the Maester, who is obviously a military mastermind. I mean, look at him. 6 Marshal. He hides it well. I was gonna look at the great houses. You have your sister Jocelyn, so nothing of interest. Lyanna, whatever happened to her? Married a Pentoshi, Daniel Lumitis. Lumitits. Oh, okay. King Robert Baratheon, I hereby invite you to participate in the tourney of Casterly Rock, where the best knights and lords of the Westerlands shall be invited to compete. Regards, Tywin Lannister, Lord Paramount of the Westerlands. Well, of course, I'm going to join the tourney. Lyanna isn't married. It appears she's been able to leave the Kingsguard members who were with her. They, I think, remained in Pentos. Swore vows to protect her, I guess. Ooh, Arthur Dayne. Guess those vows didn't mean as much as he thought, as Rhaegar thought they did. Where did they go? Arthur? Nontelos. Oh, we just staying there. And then there's also Oswell Went, who is where? So they're both just hanging out in Nontelos. Oswell's got a good gig as Chief General. Arthur has become their justiciar. They've both gotten places on the Council of the Lord Master. So they're doing pretty alright with themselves. They're with Davos. They're just chilling with Davos. Simsam. What a lovely name. Ah, I do love that Davos is hanging out with Arthur Dayne and Oswell Went. And meanwhile, Lyanna's just... Where was it? Norvos? Love of my life. Fled to Norvos. She escaped the Kingsguard, but she still doesn't come back to Robert. Oh. Sad life Robert lives. Where is she? She's not that far, actually. Well, she's in Far Eyes. But Far Eyes isn't that far from Nontelos. She's a couple of provinces away. Been married off. Ooh, it's advanced time. Benjen, meanwhile, has gotten himself a wife. A Frey bastard. Ain't that the king of ironies? Benjen has married a Frey instead of joining the Night's Watch this time. Okay, so they're the Stark's allies, I suppose. Okay. Rob is 4 and unmarried. His sister Jocelyn, we've talked about that. So that's all the Starks, I think. Do you have anyone else? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the 5th one? Who's the 5th Stark? Oh. Who are you? Brenda Stark. Never heard of you. Well, she's too old to have any kids anyways. Collected ample tax revenue. Great job, Tywin. I am rich. Had a lovely dinner, neighbor, and after some wine we were both a bit drunk and, if I read the situation correctly, more than attracted to each other. But we are both married. May I suggest we retreat to a more private place? Lord Craycall's wife. Well, of course. Lady Sindria and I ended up in a room with a big bed in the middle of the room. Oh, okay. The Selhori's pale green wine and the obvious attraction between us led to a pleasant evening. It was a good tumble. Not great, just a good tumble. 25% chance she's pregnant. Where would pass on as this kid. Whilst at the tourney in Casterly Rock, you've been spending much time in your pavilion with a beautiful local girl of common birth. She is asking to come back home with you to King's Landing. Of course, my love. Yeah, I don't think Robert would bring you along. Just kind of leave you. I would like to, but sorry. She dead. Okay. After arriving in Casterly Rock, the first day of the tourney began in earnest. You tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you unhorsed easily. Now in the coming days, the final round of lists begins, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I shall ready my horse. A husband and wife musician couple has arrived from Lys. Their performances range from vulgar satires to political servities, and everything in between, including songs and poems of courtly love. I hope they dare not write any satires about me. I remember those two. They came here last year. Yeah, I think this one, I guess. He wouldn't be particularly mad against them. Tourney Herald announced the competitors of the next joust. You have been drawn against Sir Peter Plum. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list, as Sir Peter does likewise. Then, on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Steady. So he is the second son of the Lord of Monhill, skilled fighter, strong, but a craven. Interesting. Your opponent got the better of you when you met in the center of the list. Oh no! Your lance merely makes a glancing blow on their armor, whilst their lance hits true. Oh dear. Come on, Robert, not in the first round. It was Lord Sandor Joust and Lord Quentin Banefort's turn to joust in the lists, and Lord Quentin won soundly. In the final tilt, Lord Sandor was sent flying from the saddle in a hail of shattered lance pieces. He landed with a sickening crunch, clearly grievously injured. Not great. He's lost a hand and been maimed. Oh, Robert. Sir Peter Plum's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You are left lying in the dirt, defeated, as the crowd cheers Sir Peter. Ouch. I had a lot more personal combat skill than him. Peter Plum has been declared the winner, defeating you and eliminating from the tourney. There is always next time. Lionel Lefford and Sir Moore's Westford fought, and Lionel lost his leg. Okay. You are from the Game of Thrones RPG. I remember you. Do you want to see what's going to happen in the north if Rob finishes this war out and wins? Dennis Plum and Quentin Banefort fought, and Dennis Plum won. The Plums are doing really well. He's not even a good fighter. Mendel Farron and Sir Mendel of Thurrock. Wait, no, Sir Alan and Sir Mendel Farron. Okay. And Alan knocked him away. You're a good knight, Alan. If you distinguish yourself, you may find a place in my court. Dennis Plum and Sir Alan face each other in the final, and Dennis Plum won. Oh, tough luck. You wouldn't join me. Well, I don't want you either. The gall on that guy. You believe that? Paramount Tywin's tourney is finally over, and it is now time to ride home, having competed gamely in the lists. It was a fine competition. Who's in hiding? Garland. You're not in hiding anymore. Okay. Coronation ceremony. It's more than about time. Only the High Septon is fit to crown me. The time has finally come for me to be officially recognized as King of the Iron Throne. In order to do this, I will need the support of the faith, but convincing authoritative members will neither be easy nor cheap. To begin the preparations, I should find a priest willing to crown me. Only the High Septon is fit to crown me. As you arrive at court, you see Lord Roland III fix you with a steely gaze. Uh-oh. At first you think nothing of it, but you soon hear the talk of the court. Everyone knows that Sindria is pregnant, and worse, everyone knows that you're the father. She has confessed the entire affair. You dumb girl, why would you tell him it's mine? That treacherous whore. Suppose she had no choice. I don't think he'd... Would Robert be mad? Or would he just... I don't think he'd be mad at her. Well, he is wroth. And I don't think I ever had a feeling for my lover. So yeah. King Robert has avoided me for some time on the rare occasions when we meet. No, I'm the one telling this to Sindria. In the end, we parted as friends. Want to see what kid I have, though? It's going to be my bastard now that everyone knows it's mine. Catelyn not too happy, huh? To the excellent King Robert of the Iron Throne, I shall be honored to officiate His Grace's coronation. I eagerly await His Grace's instructions regarding date and manner of the ceremony, in order to better prepare myself for this sacred duty. Ever His Grace's servant, High Septon, the 22nd. Marvelous. Let's get it done. Now that I have distinguished member of the faith to officiate my coronation, I must decide how much I wish to spend for the ceremony leading up to it. Extravagant. Robert always goes big. He gonna toss money at the wall. Tywin will find the money. Only a few more days remain before I am crowned king before the gods and all my subjects. My court is filling with distinguished guests. Both vassals and foreign dignitaries come to bear witness to this fundamental moment of my reign. Such a lavish ceremony is a rare spectacle to behold, even amongst royalty. It will never be soon enough. A lot of lords there. See a couple of Lord Paramounts in attendance. John Arryn, you've had a son, Lord Hubert, and he is not... Oh! Well, Lysa gave him a kid and then got captured by the milk snakes and died. He's remarried with a Riverman girl. You got a type? Late this evening, as the servants were clearing up our tables, High Septon the 22nd decided to talk to me about my new responsibilities after the coronation. As a king, faithful to the Seven, I'll be sworn to care for the secular needs of all my subjects, as well as to stand against the tide of sin and heresy besieging our world. The world will never know a more devout king than I. No. Let us talk about the details of these responsibilities. Also no. Empty words and nothing more. That's Robert. That's him. What happened to the... Oh, you're dead, yeah. Darling of the Vale. Not there. Where is he? You? Darling of the Vale's still alive. Okay, he's second in line, I assume. Lord Daemon decided to pick a fight with me during tonight's feast. For whatever reason, he has come to the conclusion that I am an ungrateful hypocrite. I'm sure I can settle this matter. Well, I hate you too. Yeah, Robert won't have any of that. Daemon Marbrand. Pfft, look at him. Dumb beard. Let's have a look. Ooh. Time to change to a seduction focus. Now, I should have a bastard from the west coming in. Oh, here it is. I kneel before High Septon... Well, let's let the... There you go. I kneel before High Septon the 22nd as a host of lords and knights surround us in complete silence. His Holiness the High Septon blesses me as he prepares himself to place the crown upon my head and proclaim me King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm. I am finally and truly King. King Robert of the Iron Throne has been crowned and anointed by the High Septon, and I get an extravagant coronation. Everybody loves me now, because Robert's been crowned. Wow, the only person who doesn't have positive opinion is Balon. And he's Balon. Let's celebrate with a grand tourney for all the realm. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, and duck, spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheese, and perhaps even a swan or a peacock. I'll spend lavishly on food. Right. Wasting that miniature fortune I had acquired as Robert. Edmure, his wife's not pregnant. Your great-uncle Lord Robert Baratheon has died? Oh no, Robert. Well, I would... Do I want to give him a funeral? I don't think he was too near and dear to Robert. Small private funeral, I suppose. Orys, his son, is still alive. And there it is! Lord Rickard of Carhold accepted Lord Paramount Rob of the North's peace offer. Good job, Rob. Balon Greyjoy has his 4 kids. Roderick's still alive, obviously no Greyjoy rebellion. He's not married at 16. Turned out a pretty good fighter, actually. Meryn Greyjoy turned out gay, and he's pretty bad traits. 15, unmarried. Asha the Kraken's daughter. So Asha's still alive. Attractive, quick, poor fighter, indolent, conscientious, proud. She looks good at 12. And finally, Theon. Attractive, poor fighter, timid, and haughty. The wandering minstrel entered the castle singing and did not stop until he found me. With a flourishing bow and one long, sad tone from his lute, he finished his song and asked for my patronage. I was just looking for some entertainment for my feast, of course. Balon's brother, the Crow's Eye, has returned to his court, apparently. I made him a formidable fighter, that's recent. Victorian's there. Married to Willa. Oh, his wife's not been... He still hates Euron, but he hasn't had to kill his wife yet. Alton Greyjoy. So that's interesting. Seems Euron has never been sent away. Uragon Greyjoy. And Aaron Dampere went to the Night's Watch. Interesting. Very interesting. They still have another imbecile kid, Robin. Okay, that's the Greyjoy line. It's time to let the tournament begin, and for the next 2 months, let all show their martial brilliance. This is the time. For this solid performance in the list, Sir Aerys Oakheart has been knighted by a fellow competitor. Good performance indeed. You're pretty good, Aerys. You could make a Knight of the Kingsguard in this reality. Much like in the other one. Lord Paramount Tywin Lannister has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that raiders under the command of Lord Reaver Siegfried Harlaw have been raiding and looting his lands, and demands just recompense for the molestation of his domain. Is this true? It is. You'll pay just recompense. And stop raving. Grand Maester Pycelle spoke up and told everyone how great the food at my feast was. I was really glad someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I had worked to ensure the food was the best part of the feast. Huh, didn't really know Grand Maester Pycelle to be the most outspoken. It was well spoken, thank you. Sir Daemon Grell has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing. You. To present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that raiders under the command of Lord Harren Volmark. Okay. More raiders, you will pay just recompense as well. Here's a new one. Arwood Haralton has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court. He claims that Lord Elwood Haralton sullied his honor by having illicit relations with his wife behind his back. Demands recompense for this slight. I don't know if I want to give you something here. I don't think Robert would much mind. Probably joke about it. Its ragged fur and sorrowful eyes made the bear look pitiful. But when its trainer started playing his flute, the bear started dancing. The dancing bear and his trainer traveled from fair to fair, and this year they came from the summer fair in King's Landing. They came to the summer fair in King's Landing. Keep him on a short leash if he does anything. Well, I'm a bear. Why don't I like the bear? We could be good friends. Don't know if he'd seduce. Well, because Catelyn's a different story, isn't it? Jason Mallister has used his attendance to the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court. Raiders by Harren Volmark again? You stop it. Harren Volmark, you will pay so much gold today. As the feast begins, Lord Richard Hoare presents a petition before the court. He says that crime and banditry in Dragonstone is an increasing threat and that the local sheriffs cannot contain the problem. He petitions that you send men and coin to eradicate the menace plaguing the area. Sure, I'll send Lord Richard to deal with the problem. Okay. I guess I'll send you to solve your own problem. Ah, what a good king. Lord Godric Langard presented a petition before the court. He says that crime and banditry... Okay, same thing. Yeah, Richard, take care of it. Harren Volmark, I might just imprison you. You will continue to pay. Ooh. Lord Richard Horpe has used his attendance at the feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before the court. Claims that Lord Harrys Horpe has made an attempt on his life. Demands that he is brought to justice for attempted murder. Looks like he wants Dragonstone and trying to kill his brother to get it. Yep, you're arrested. No murder of my men. Insane. Lord Quentin Roxton is used as attendance to the feast. Heron, you are going to pay so much money to people. Stop raiding them. Aaron Blackbar says Siegfried Harlaw. That's a new one. I mean, no, it's not. I think he's already paid recompense. Lord Richard organized a group of men to tackle the bandits and rogues in Langford Hall. He successfully captured and killed many prominent criminals, and publicly hanged them as an example to others. Problem has now been stamped out, and Lord Godric is satisfied. Good work. And he did the same. Good work. Heron, you got to stop this. This is insanity. If you raid everyone, you're going to lose all your money. Siegfried Harlaw, these two are insane. No. Petitioner by the name of Sir Allard Good requests a small grant of coin and lands, for he claims to have served loyally in the war against the Reach. Okay then. Enjoy your coin. For his solid performance in the list, Sir Carl Vance was knighted. Good performance. You have no gold. And you are deep in the rough. This is what you get for raiding people. Lucian of Rainwood, peasant revolt has declared a peasant revolt. Okay. Should be quick. Call on Stannis' men. A little bit of overkill. You can disband. And I'll send Stannis to stomp out the problem. Rhea of Mother of Ruin Uprising has declared a war. Huh. Though some time out now has passed since my coronation, the good people of King's Landing are still in festive mood to finally see their king's status be recognized by the faith. It would be nice to see my subjects continuing to celebrate my rise to the throne, if it were not for the fact that they are also using this as an excuse to work less. Well, it is a tourney now. Let the rebel have their fun. The first day's jousting is complete, with many lesser riders having already been eliminated from the competition. Now over the coming days, the remaining men shall compete in the final lists, tilting until only one champion remains. Fine jousters, all of them. Speed this up. Duran has gotten Gaston Grey. Fantastic. I will seduce Catelyn, actually. She'll bring all my seduction skills to bear on Queen Catelyn until I have her wrapped around my finger. She will be mine. Sir Gregor Clegane and Sir Preston Greenfield were next to joust in the lists. After many tilts, Preston was unhorsed by Gregor, and he was wounded. Makes sense. There's a good chance the Mountain will win. After many tilts over several days, only two knights remained undefeated. Sir Godry Faring and Sir Gregor Clegane faced each other in the final joust. After many tilts of the finally executed jousting, Sir Gregor was unhorsed, leaving Sir Godry Faring to be declared the winner of the tourney. Great job, Sir Godry. Well, well, well. And he has named his wife, Walda Rivers. Oh, Stannis killed the enemy commander in single combat and was wounded. Stannis, no! He killed the commander and won us this peasant rebellion, but it might take his life. Anyway, we'll execute this guy real quick, and then we'll take care of everything else in the next episode. We've already gone a little over the time. Got a couple prisoners. We'll further go into peaceful life, see what happens with Robert, if he has a kid, see if my seduction skills get Catelyn a kid, one of mine at least, because Robert wants an heir, he wants a child. And I haven't slept with a Riverman woman. So after I get her, I'll get someone else. And, yeah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like. And, yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.